Hello everyone and welcome to Mikeymajq. Today we're going to create a new world, oh my god, and talk about performance, optimizing performance and stuff like that. Because I was asked to. First of all, you might want to create a smaller world. So let's just make a pocket world with short history, and the rest of the stuff you can leave as is, basically. Won't be that important. Just the age of Hydra and the Hill Titan. The cool thing about short histories is that the age is probably named after a Hydra and a Hill Titan that rampaged and in this world. The later ages won't have as cool names, like the Age of Myth and stuff like that. Still cool, but not as cool. You start playing, region 6 in my case, because I've made a couple of worlds. So here we are. You move where you want to go with the arrow keys. Take a place that doesn't suck too much. And then holding down shift, you can resize the area you want to disembark in. So here's a 2x2, and then without shift you can move it around. Now, you don't want to hit the the river. You have a bad performance in Dwarf Fortress. Avoid running water and lava, basically, because they will chew your computer up pretty bad. So avoid that. It's the M, K, H, and U buttons to move around, and holding down shift will rescale it. You can actually do a 1x1 disembark if you want to, but maybe you shouldn't. Let's see. Just make a 2x2. Move it to here. Embark. I'm just going to use this preset saved profile for my dwarves. It's going to get some errors because some stuff, depending on the world and depending on where you embark, some items won't be available. So that's where you get an error on your presets. So here we go. This is a 2x2 world, as you can see. It's pretty small compared to the normal standard size. Not sure if that optimizes performance a lot, but it could help a bit. You don't need to have a pocket size, you could just fiddle around with that. It takes longer to generate the world though, so that might hog your computer power a bit. Another thing to consider is when you make corridors for your dwarves, pathfinding is actually a big issue if you have a slow computer or poor performance. So you might want to actually do big corridors, so they don't, because when a dwarf hits another dwarf, he has to sort of go around him, and that increases like the amount of pathfinding the game needs to make. So if you have a few instances of that, it might be better. You can also go into the init txt file and change stuff like if you turn off the weather, you might get an increase in performance. The music and sound, if you turn that off or turn it down, it might turn it off. It will increase performance a little bit. Stuff like that. Setting the population cap to something lower will help too, because every entity in the game will slow it down, and when you have a large fortress with hundreds of dwarves, it might be a bit harsh for your computer. If you're on a laptop, plug it in to the power outlet, so because I think they unless you change it, it will go into like a power saving mode, and the CPU won't be as effective. so to speak. So it might be a thing to consider. If you're on a laptop, that is. What's more? Avoid running water. Have a small population. Have a small world. A smaller Embark, like I showed you. Those are some things that should majorly impact the performance. And if that doesn't work, you might have to Google Google for further advice. But that's the basic things you should or could do if you're experiencing lag and stuff like that, like a very slow FPS. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Like, subscribe.